What up, everybody? Yeah, the Iceman here on the Iceman V2013 YouTube channel. I watched Impact Wrestling yesterday morning, and here's the deal: they are lacking star power without a doubt, and of course, with Michael Bennett and Maria gone, um, Drew Galloway gone, Aaron Rex gone, it just seems like they still have this issue with people leaving the company. Now, I don't know whether, and the Hardy Boys as well, a big loss. Um, but they still, for some reason, they stay afloat. Uh, they keep getting air let out of the balloon, but the balloon never fizzles away. I thought this episode this past week was pretty good. I thought the 8-man tag uh, match was good. Team JB against Team Josh Matthews, and of course Team JB, having Alberto El Patron, along with Matt Morgan, along with Chris Adonis, um, and Magnus, or we know him as Magnus, and of course Matthews' team of Bobby Lashley, Brahm, Tyrus, um, oh heck, oh Eli Drake. Um, Now, I wasn't sure who was going to win this match actually because Josh Matthews is one of the announcers for Impact Wrestling, and they've developed a feud here between Josh and JB, and in some capacity, Josh said if we lose, I'll leave the announce booth. So my way of thinking is Josh has lost the announce position, but he'll be within Impact Wrestling in some capacity, I would think. His wife, Madison Rayne, obviously still there, but it was a good 8-man match. I enjoyed it, and the thing of it was too, the crowd really got into it. I had not seen an Impact Wrestling crowd at the Impact Zone really get involved and really get excited over matches, and they have been like this lately. Um, so, Jeff Jarrett running the show once again, bringing a lot of his people from Global Force, but it would have been nice if we kept some of the stars that Impact already had. So, I mean, there's not much talent out there to get because anything that's available, anyone that's available, the WWE seems to snag up. Which, 15 years ago when Impact Wrestling was TNA, Impact Wrestling Total Nonstop Action, contracts weren't so, set in stone. But now it seems like, yeah, Vince signs you, you're pretty well, you're pretty well owned by the WWE. So, but anyway, the X Division, they're trying to get that back together again. Andrew Everett is a very good young wrestler. Trevor Lee as well. We still have Zema Ion, who I believe did get injured. And there's a number of other people that are stepping up. So Jeff is trying to get TNA. It's going to be a hard road for them because he had a big roster way back when, 15 years ago, and it grew. And I've really honestly always said this. I like the fact that Christian came from the WWE and came over to TNA. It was Christian Cage, Jeff Hardy come over. We saw a number of people from the WWE branch over into TNA, and the issue there was once these stars, these already made stars, came over into TNA, the focus seemed to be more on them and not the guys like the James Storm, who had a good run with TNA, more as a tag team partner with America's Most Wanted and Beer Money. but they seem to focus more on the Hardys and the Christians, and they tend to keep moving like AJ along, AJ Styles when he was there. But AJ was never as big as he should have been in TNA. Yeah, did he hold the TNA World Heavyweight title? Yeah, he held it a couple times, but he was more bigger of a star in my eyes in TNA when he was the X Division champion, because AJ was phenomenal back then. He had, I mean, epic classic matches with Christopher Daniels, with Samoa Joe. There was a number of other people he had great matches with as well. And I think that was what really made AJ the X Division. But Jeff's got his work cut out for him. But, like I was telling my nephew, Matt, I said, I watch TNA. I always have that little glimmer of hope that, somewhere, somehow, big things are going to happen for him. And plus the fact, too, with the WWE is just so much more redundant with their matches. You'll see two guys face each other for literally like 2 months on TV and on pay-per-view, and sometimes even longer. Where TNA, sometimes you do get those pair-ups a little longer than you want, but then you at least have an excuse because you have such a small roster. But TNA was definitely fun to watch. I love the feud between Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. I think they're doing a pretty good job with that. And also, bringing back Angelina Love and Eddie Edwards' wife, Alicia. So, I'm liking it. And Rosemary being Knockouts champion, I love Decay. I just think this was a gimmick that TNA came up with, and they hit gold with that. That was a great gimmick for a great stable. TNA has a habit of having a lot of stables, and some of them just aren't worthy of lasting long. Look at the BCC. Didn't last long. James Storm now going to face Bobby Lashley for the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight title. So, I mean, that didn't last long. And then we had some good factions at one time. Aces and Eights. The Beatdown Clan was pretty good. But TNA is well known for their factions. But anyway, Decay to me is one of the better ones they've had. I mean, of course, when you had Scott D'Amore on years ago, when you had Team Canada, that was a pretty good faction. There was a number of individuals there, which, this was a time when TNA wrestling was really growing. They had a number of superstars. But like I said, when guys came from other companies that were stars, and the other company didn't want them, TNA welcomed them in, and they put more focus on them than on the talent that was up and coming and that was really establishing TNA at the time. So let's hope Jeff Jarrett's got it right this time, and I mean, I can't blame it all on him for what had happened to TNA, because once Dixie Carter took over, she tried, but she didn't go as well as planned. But I give her a lot of credit. I think Dixie Carter is a great person, but she kept TNA alive. And now Impact Wrestling, it's a new era, and I just think wrestling fans should give it a chance. It's an alternative, like Ring of Honor, to the WWE. So on that note, I've spoken far too long. Have yourself a great Saturday night. Peace out, everybody.